Is this your year?
You guys can point the finger at him.
Is this your year?
You can talk about the
Is it fair?
vacation, and if you do that, it's really unfair.
Do what you always do.
It's really unfair.
What about Dak?
It's my quarterback.
What about Dak?
It's my team.
How about him?
And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Another year, same results.
Lost as a team. We lost as a team, man.
DC failed. For L, fail.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Head to Head Sports. I'm your host Brian Parker, along with my host, Mr. Randall Hargrove. How you doing, sir?
I tell you what, to go along with the opening monologue, there are 4 teams out of 32. 4 out of 32 that have not been to an AFC championship or an NFC championship game since 1996. 4 out of 32.
Jeez.
Texans, got to give them a break. They just broke into the league, 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Browns. Imagine being in the same company as Cleveland. Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
Yeah.
God.
And then the 4th team, the only team in the NFC that has not been to an NFC championship in 30 years.
Who the hell could that be?
Gonna be 31.
Gonna be 37.
Dallas Cowboys. But imagine being in the company with the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins.
Damn.
But still having the nerve to call yourself elite.
And America's team.
Yeah. Still having the nerve to call yourself the America's team. That's delusion beyond delusion right there.
Delusion is going to be the day after the Super Bowl. Cowboy fans proclaiming that next year is going to be their year. Just to watch it all over again. I'm just like,
of course.
and here's the crazy thing, Rand. We're going to get into this too. Is this season has just been absolutely crazy. There's definitely a bunch of teams doing well at the end, but there's only one team as of today. I mean, literally 16 weeks in, except for tonight's game. Only one team has clinched the division.
Yeah, man. This year has been, super crazy. We know that with the upsets and everything like that, but also just the scheduling in general. Usually by week 18, a lot of teams are packing it up, putting in the second string, calling it, quits.
Yeah.
This time around is going to be outstanding.
How many times do we talk about 3 games left? Teams are sitting there trying to decide, do they start sitting players?
Exactly.
To get ready for the playoff push. Hey, this quarterback, hey, this guy's been a little dinged up for the year. We done wrapped up the division. The seeding isn't going to change. Whether we're 2 or 3 isn't going to really matter because we're not going to get the first round bye anyway. So might as well rest up. We're not going to get the home playoff game or whatever. Or we won the division. We're already going to get the home playoff game anyway, even though it's a wild card. Hey, let's rest some guys up. Nobody can do that right now because only one team out of the 14 that will end up playing in the playoffs has even won their division. Now, plenty have clinched a playoff spot, and we're going to talk about how this is crazy right now, but there's still a bunch of teams that are 1 seeds, 2 seeds, 4 seeds that could slide all over the place and still be in the playoffs, but may still slide because they may not actually win their division. There's a couple of them that are still fighting. The only team so far that has actually won their division are the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah,
They've
man.
clinched.
It's,
They've clinched the NFC East.
for those that play fantasy football, that's the whole reason that fantasy football usually doesn't go until week 18 is
Right.
because of so many teams that will sit their starters. They're not
Right.
going to do that this time around, man. You got good games on week 17, but if you go into the week 18 schedule, there's also a bunch of big important games. It's awesome.
Some games that could ultimately decide the seating order and everything else. Let's definitely get into it. We'll talk about definitely some games that happened yesterday. I know maybe one or two in particular that I know you were paying closer attention to. Let's take it to the AFC first. Right now, the 1 seed is still going to be the Denver Broncos. They hold a tiebreaker over the New England Patriots, who are the number 2 seed. The funny thing is, neither one of these teams, though, have won their division. Why? Because statistically speaking, the Los Angeles Chargers, currently at number 5, are still within reach of the Broncos. Only one loss separates them. So theoretically, Denver has to continue to win, because if Denver slips up at all, they can go from 1 to 5. They'll switch spots. Are 11-4. The Broncos are 12-3. Is razor thin at this point.
Yeah, man.
That's absolutely correct. So even though it looks like the AFC West is going to have 2 teams, I believe, 2 teams in the playoffs, we just don't know which one's going to win the division. So that they're still fighting for that.
Yeah. Even in a game like, tonight's game, the 49ers at the Colts, might not have seen so much significance in that in the past, but now, both teams are still alive and both teams are fighting, like desperately fighting. So it's going to make for a good game tonight.
This game is going to be a playoff game.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's a regular season game, but both teams need this game in the worst way. I would say Indianapolis more so, but definitely San Fran wants to continue to push Seattle and the Rams as well. So you've got, like I said, you got the Patriots at number 2 because they are still in a fight. Statistically, same position with the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 11-4. The Patriots are 12-3. The Patriots slip up, and the Bills continue their winning streak. It's going to turn right back around and be in the same situation as Denver is having with the Chargers. This is absolutely insane.
It is, man.
You got another 11-win team at number 3, and that is these red hot Jacksonville sunshine-led Jaguars from the AFC South. We're sitting there thinking that, okay, who's going to take control of AFC South? Is it going to be Jacksonville? Is it going to be Indy? Is it going to be Houston? And who the hell knows? They all could still win the division. All 3. All 3 of them.
There's a bunch of moving parts right now. This
is freaking. The AFC South is a 3-man race for the division.
You also have a 3-man race over on the NFC side.
Yep.
The NFC West.
The NFC West is going to be insane. Here's one that I know is near and dear to your heart. The number 4 seed are the 9-6. Yes, the 9-6. The streak continues.
The streak continues.
The Pittsburgh Steelers sat there and put one on Detroit yesterday to not only put themselves in a position to win the division, but put themselves in a position to say goodbye to the Baltimore Ravens, who did themselves no favors last night against the New England Patriots. We got to talk about that one too, because
Big time.
Harbaugh is looking like he may not survive, or there's been a lot of cries because of the way he's been using Derrick Henry at the end of a lot of these games that then they end up losing. If it's one thing if you try something and you keep trying it, and you've been successful with it, but it seems like every time you keep pulling Derrick Henry out of these late games, late in the fourth quarter, or use him sporadically, not continuing to run the ball with him, it just gonna look like, okay, what are you doing? So definitely gonna get into that. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are now 9-6. The Baltimore Ravens are now 7-8. So how does Pittsburgh win the division? Win one more game. That's it.
They don't even have to do that. That's the beauty of the schedule. If the Ravens lose to the Packers this Christmas,
Oh, it's over.
it's over. It's
Oh
over.
yeah. Oh yeah. It could be one of the two. If the
I'm
Ravens
sorry.
lose,
Not
if the
Christmas, the 27th. My bad.
yeah,
Saturday.
if
Yeah.
the Ravens lose any more games,
Yeah.
it's over.
It's over.
If they end up winning out, if they win the next two games and end up at 9-8, the Steelers end up at 9-8. Well, their last game is against the Steelers, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So even if they end up beating the Steelers, that's going to bring in some tiebreaker implications because then they would both finish 9-8.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't see the Ravens going 2-0, and all that the Steelers would have to do then is go 1-1, and they got it locked up.
I don't see the Ravens going 1-0. We could start there. I don't see them going into Green Bay this Saturday and coming out with a victory in that game as badly as Green Bay needs that game to do what they got to do on the NFC North side.
Did we get any update on Jordan Love? Have you heard anything? Because he did leave the game this weekend with he was ruled out the second half because of what they feared could be a concussion. I know that's going to put him in concussion protocol, and I know Malik Willis actually looked pretty good because he used his legs, and they weren't ready to see him on the field using his legs as much. But they'll have a whole week to game plan if Malik Willis is going to be the starter versus Jordan Love.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of that, Jackson went out of the game last night with a back injury. So his status is up in the air as well. So
very good. Yeah,
could be looking at a backup bowl for that particular game. I mean, NFL is just crazy, man. They got it right this year. Even just peeking ahead a little bit with the Thursday schedule, the Christmas schedule. Teams that no longer have a shot, like the Kansas City Chiefs. The Broncos got to go to Kansas City on Thursday. The Chiefs ain't playing for nothing, but Denver is their rival, so they would like nothing
play spoiler,
dude, than the spoil.
Yeah, ain't nothing like putting a little coal in the stocking at this time of the year. hey, that's what a lot of these teams are doing, Rand. They'll sit there and say, we ain't got nothing to play for other than that's our rival. That's why they put them rivalry games at the end, because there's a lot of things that's on the line. And it's not a given. I mean, teams can be really, really bad, but when they play their rivals, you throw those records out the window for a reason. What's going on, Mr. Paul Copeland? He says Niners own the top seed in the NFC if we win out. That is correct. That's going to be one of the things we're going to talk about in a second about the NFC. We were just mentioning the NFC West in the three-man race right now. That's a good one. Anthony, is it time to give Mike Tomlin a lifetime? What?
Doesn't he have one already?
You mean extend his lifetime contract?
Exactly.
Should he been working with one for 18 years?
Give him
you tell me any other coach has been around for 18 years.
Let him still be coaching from heaven? Damn.
For real. And then Anthony says, question is, how is Lamar going to be back from that back injury? It's going to really depend on, Rand, back injuries are really, really interesting. A lot of times players will play through the pain depending on what their pain tolerance is. A lot of times they may do injections, shots in the back, that kind of stuff, depending on what part of the back it is, lower, upper back, that kind of thing. And really just how it's going to affect his throwing motion and things like that. Is he going to be able to protect himself if he has to escape out of the pocket? Will he be able to slide? Will he just have to sit there and, all of those different kind of things are going to really go into it. So they're going to have to evaluate it. They're probably going to try to do some heat and other kind of treatments at the facility. But at the end of the day, it may be one of those things where he doesn't practice all the way until maybe they're off today, probably. They go back and start practicing on Tuesday or start watching the film, do their walkthroughs and stuff like that. Maybe by Friday or Saturday is when they really start to weigh out his pain tolerance. And it could even lead up until right before the game where you have to start announcing your ins and outs. He may be questionable all week long, and it may end up even being a game day decision. Just to guess, but back injuries are sort of like that.
Oh, they're definitely like that. You got it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's the back and the neck.
Hmm.
You can never tell with that. You could use things like ice and heat and stuff, but they're not like the regular injuries where you can really put a timetable on those things. And even if you feeling like you're good to go,
Hmm.
one little hit, one little turn,
One little tweak
knock you
because
right
you
back to where you were.
use so much of your back in your throwing motion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of your torque is coming from you being able to thrust those hips and stuff like that. Well, if you got a bad back, every time you're going to sit there. So could he be out there and be more of a, hey, we're going to have to lean on our rushing game and he's going to do a lot of handoffs? Is it going to be one of those things where he can't be under center because he has to be crouch down and now he's playing a lot more in the shotgun? There's a whole lot of things that you have to think about because of your back being injured like that. So
Yeah.
that's going to have a lot to do with it too. What's
Yeah.
going to happen
Even if
the first
he
time he takes
does,
the sack? Yeah.
even if he does get into the game, is he the same elusive Lamar?
And
Probably
can he
not.
make it through the whole game?
Yeah.
Is there going to be at some point when, hey, it just starts to, he's like, hey, I can't no more, or it's obviously affecting him in a way that is being detrimental to the team, and the coach has to yank it.
Yeah.
So
We're talking about short week and having to go to Green Bay where the temperature is going to be
cold,
sub 40, I'm sure. So, yeah,
cold
man.
weather with a back. Mm-mm. That's
Woo.
ooh, that's a rough situation. So the deck was already stacked against them anyway to have to win out. This definitely doesn't help anything at all.
Not at all.
Especially the season that they've had, where normally, like I said last week, one thing we knew about the Ravens is that they were always a great regular season team. Would just roll you during the regular season, and when the bright lights of the playoffs would come, they would just disappear. Um, Now they vanished, during the regular season. So now the fact that we're talking about they are currently in the ninth position, uh, praying that the Steelers stub their toe. And again, I gotta give props to the Steelers though, because at the beginning of the season, if somebody would have told me the Steelers were going to end up in first place, no, I wouldn't believe.
Dude, ain't that every season? And I'm not
It
talking
is.
about just you. I'm not talking about just you. I read a lot of national publications. Ever since Big Ben has retired, the Steelers have been picked preseason predicted to finish last in the North every single year since 2020. All they have made is the playoffs. It's crazy. It's crazy
It
to
is
me.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's like that you just when you look at it on paper, you go, wait a minute, okay, Burrow is in his prime. This is a team that's the Bengals is a team that's got their quarterback issues figured out. They locked up T. Higgins, they locked up Jamar Chase. Yes, their defense sucks, but the way Joe Burrow is, you didn't know if it was going to be like the greatest show on turf where they just effing outscored the hell out of you. You look at Baltimore, high scoring team, all of the weapons Lamar has. Then he has King Henry. Then Lamar's dynamic. You look at that. The only ones that you think, okay, hadn't figured it out, never seemed to ever figure it out, as you mentioned, hadn't been to anything of significance in damn near 30 years, are the doo-doos. So you look at it that way, but then somehow the Steelers, and then you look at the Steelers waiting all offseason just to try to court a 42-year-old quarterback to run it back one more time with him and stuff like that, not really having a clear plan on who their signal caller was going to be, the most important position because it's the person that touches the ball every single snap.
Yeah.
And relying on somebody that in his last two seasons before that hasn't looked like the Hall of Famer that he's going to be. So it looked like they kind of, and then They trade away George Pickens. They bring in DK Metcalf. Didn't put a number 2 on the other side of him. Run a lot of 3 tight end sets. You're just going, okay, this ain't gonna work.
Right.
And they're winning their division right now.
Yeah.
The hell
I can
know.
kind of see it, backing up to 2021 or whenever it was when Mitchell Trubisky was the plan to be a starting quarterback. Then it was Mason Rudolph, then it's Kenny Pickett. I could kind of understand how the national publications would be like, there's no way the Steelers could fight this fight and come in any place above 4th in the North. But somehow, some way, man, they just continue to win.
I'm giving it all to them. I mean, that is amazing what they did. So they're holding down number 4. Like I said, number 5 is going to be the Chargers. Number 6 are those Buffalo Bills, who have just been on a winning streak. The Houston Texans are locking down number 7 right now. And then again, like I said, you got the Colts, number 8 right now. They need help to be able to get in because they can't catch Jacksonville. Well, they could. Jacksonville would have to not win anymore. But the most likely one that they would have to try to catch would be Houston. Houston has a 2-game lead on them as well. Indianapolis would pretty much have to win out, or at least win 2 of the last 3, including tonight's game, to be able to have a shot. But then they would still need Houston and or Jacksonville to pretty much stub their toe at the end. Doesn't look good for Indianapolis.
So much turbulence right now in the playoff hunt, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And you're putting it on a 45-year-old quarterback in Phillip Rivers. Now, what a story that would be for Phillip Rivers to come back in, taking a team that was on the outside looking in and wheel them into the playoffs. It'd be a great story. It would be amazing.
Be a hell of a story.
It's gonna start making damn Drew Brees and Tom Brady go, wait a minute. Let me see how the shoulder feeling.
No quarterback in the history of the NFL has taken a 5-year break and come back and won a game. He did that just last week. It's crazy.
He did, So, some of these old quarterbacks are thinking about, damn, man, if they got a good offensive line,
Yeah, let me start warming up this arm a little bit.
Now the shoulder feeling, Man, that's going to be interesting. And then again, your number 9 team right now are the Baltimore Ravens. Everybody else has been eliminated. We spoke about the Chiefs, the Dolphins being out of it. The Dolphins have an opportunity to play a spoiler. I hope they do this coming week because they played Tampa Bay. You got the Cincinnati Bengals, Jets, Titans, who have nothing to play for, but found a way to beat the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday.
When did they ever beat them?
I mean, soundly. I just couldn't believe it. Even without Mahomes, I'm still thinking, okay, it's the Titans, y'all.
I'm serious.
Surely. I mean, I lost my FanDuel because I sat there and said, I know Mahomes ain't there, but it's the Titans, y'all.
Well, let me tell you what I did, B. My genius self went out and got the Kansas City defense that started them against Titans because I was expecting all these points. 3.
Oh, my
Appreciate
God.
it, Kansas City. Appreciate it.
Well, even though I've been out of the playoffs, I am still in. I'm out of the playoffs in our league, and in my work league, I was in a consolation game, and I hit real good because I had Kenneth Gainwell, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts went off last week, and I had Matthew Stafford, and Stafford went the hell off. And so I totally obliterated this dude. I mean, I hadn't hit 200 points damn near all year. And I mean, it's just, I went well over. So yeah, appreciate that. At least at the end, I saved a little face. So maybe I'll end up in 3rd or 4th place in that league, but not so much in the Facebook one, but yeah. But yeah, it's
a championship game for the Facebook league. So wish me luck on that.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Yes, sir. Absolutely. But yeah, so the Browns and the Raiders also teams, that are have been eliminated. And again, the Raiders, as it stands right now, would warrant getting the #1 pick in the NFL draft.
And for some reason, they're out there still fighting. Almost beat
They
the
are.
Texans.
Well, you know, there's a couple reasons teams do that. A lot of people be like, "Man, stop trying to win." We need we need to get high draft picks and stuff like that. It's hard to tell players to do that. Players are
Yeah.
competitive. That regardless of what the record is, these guys have played their whole life to get into this league. To sit there and tell them not to go out and give out an effort, that would be hard to do. I mean, the only times I've seen that is when teams just their locker room just has issues anyway, where there's no clear leader in the locker room, and they just kind of give up that way. But just to tell them to go out and not play hard, or a lot of them are seeing themselves as being that spoiler, where they can say, you know what, these last couple games we playing the divisional games. I don't care what our record is, we hate them. We're gonna play them hard. That's why I'm wondering what the Cowboys are going to see when they play the Giants and the Commanders their last two games.
And not only that, you got these players, especially like on teams like the Raiders, you don't have a bunch of star players on that team.
Exactly right.
So they're going to be looking for jobs. They need game tape and good game tape. They want to put on that good game tape. So
your agent has to be able to take some film to those 31 other teams and be able to say, hey, this guy's a free agent. We know that teams do build through the draft, but they also have to look at those free agents as well to sprinkle that around. When March comes, that second week of March, when free agency opens and those signings start happening, people are going to look at those teams. Hey, before the trade deadline, what happens a lot of times? Teams that have very little hope or no hope at all of going to the playoffs starts unloading big players out there. So you definitely want to be able to play through things.
Yeah.
And you
look how hard this guy's playing in week 17, still running these routes, Chris, still playing hard.
Hey, I'm going to tell you somebody who has no chance of going to the playoffs was playing hard yesterday. Man, I felt so bad for him. He just couldn't get it. And that's with Cleveland. Myles Garrett is trying to get this sack by hook or crook. He is so close he could taste it. I saw Josh Allen go down and he tried to reach and lunge and touch him because Allen fell down. But if he had touched him first, it would have counted as that sack. And he was barely there to him, but he couldn't get to him. So
he gonna get it against Rodgers.
Oh man, all he needs is one. Aaron, I'll just get it to him. That might take the pressure off Myles. Hey, Myles, I'm going to just go down. I'm going to let you touch me so you can get the sack, and then you don't have to come touch me no more.
Yeah, don't hit me no more.
I'll make a deal with him. Like, hey, we good? We good?
Kind of like Brett Favre did the Strahan.
You want to do some hurries? Okay. But you ain't got to touch me. You ain't got to make it home now.
Right.
And don't bat no balls either. So that's what the AFC looks like. So it is going to be interesting, y'all. When we talk about the NFC, it is the same thing. Again, one team has clinched the division. It's my Philadelphia Eagles. But
congrats, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you. But the number one overall seed right now are the 12-3 Seattle Seahawks, who had an amazing comeback win just the other day, where it looked like they were all but done. The fans had given up. Some started leaving the stadium. I thought they were done. Sam Darnold looked shook. He had threw 2 interceptions. And they just were not in the game. And then all of a sudden, they woke up. Sam Darnold put together some really, really good drives, willed them to this 12-3 record that they currently have. I think I saw a stat where he was one of the first quarterbacks to lead 2 different teams back-to-back years to more than 12 wins or more, something like that.
Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is in the history books.
If I sat there and said, out of all the active players that have done that, would your bingo card have had Sam Darnold on it? Mine wouldn't have.
No, hell no. I thought he was on his way out the league, which which kind of brings me to an interesting subject we might talk a little bit about when we get to the Carolina Panthers. But
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, some of these quarterbacks just mature very late. Maybe, just maybe, the Panthers need to hold on to
It's
Bryce
funny.
for about
I
3 more
definitely got
years.
something. I got something on that one because I feel vindicated in a way because a lot of what seems to be this maturation or resurgence, whatever you want to call it, is a lot of stuff I pointed out early on that, hey, if he could only do this, or if he would do this, or can he just not do it and they don't want to put him in position, or the coach is coaching him not to do it. Now he's doing it and they're seeing success from it. So I'm definitely going to bring that up because, yes, you are definitely there. The Seahawks right now have not clinched the NFC West, though ran even at 12-3.
How
Why?
frustrating is that?
That's great. After 15 games, you got 2 games left, and you still ain't won your division, and you don't won 12 damn
And you
games.
still got to go out and play hard, and you done won 12
Everybody still
games.
got to play. You can't rest nobody. Why? Because the number 5 team, and the number 6 team, the 5 and 6 rank, are the 11-4 Los Angeles Rams and the 10-4 to be determined if by winning tonight or not, San Francisco 49ers. They are literally 1 game behind you. So if the 49ers win, now you got both them and the Rams at 11-4. You stub your toe just a little bit, and one of them can come for you. But right now, as constructed, the top 6 teams in the NFC are in the NFC West.
Which is wild, because can you imagine, like I said, being 12-5 and potentially have to go on the road to Carolina for your first playoff game? Just wow.
That could happen.
Yes,
That
definitely.
could happen.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Rand, here's another one that's crazy. If somebody told me at the beginning of the season that the Chicago Bears would be the number 2 seed in NFC at the end of the year,
Wouldn't have believed it.
but they currently are right now at 11-4. 11-4 Chicago Bears are in the driver's seat. They haven't clinched the division. Why? Because the Green Bay Packers are at 9-5. Now, the Packers, this is the only time where a tie can help you. Y'all follow me here. If the Packers somehow could win the rest of their games, they would be 11-5-1. If the Bears end up losing their last 2 games, they would be 11-6. Them having the tie would slide them a half a game ahead of the Chicago Bears because that tie doesn't count as a loss.
Right.
How crazy is that? That's the only time a tie helps you, because it doesn't count as a loss.
We're going to be sitting in week 18 watching until the final game.
And they will be
how
too.
This all goes down.
How many of them are going to be doing this, Rand? Looking up at the scoreboard, see who's playing and
Oh,
winning.
yeah, definitely. It's like March Madness for the NFL.
Yes, absolutely. They're going to be sitting there playing, but they also going to be going, oh,
they're playing and watching.
So these coaches are not going to be able to play conservative. They're going to have to keep their foot on the gas. Man, this is shaping up to be a wild finish to a crazy ass season that we've seen. By no means are the Packers out of it. Hell, by no means are the Lions out of it. They're at 8-7. They got a harder road to go because they have to win out. And even if they went out, they would be 10-7, which means that Green Bay can't win any more games. If Green Bay wins another game, they're done.
Yeah.
Because they can't catch Chicago. Hey, Robbie, what's going on, sir? Merry Christmas to you too, buddy.
What's up, Robbie?
Everybody's doing good, my man. But yeah, so the Lions can't win the North because they can't win 11 games. That ship has sailed. The only chance that they have is chasing the Green Bay Packers at number 7. and they would have to pray that the Packers don't win, and then they win their next 2 games. But Rand, that's 8 teams. Only 8 teams are alive in the NFC. I'm sorry, 9 teams. What makes it funny is the 9th seeded team, the Vikings, are eliminated, but the 10th seeded team are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Still very much alive.
And they are in a fight currently at 7 and 8. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in fight with the division leading, unbelievable, 8 and 7 Carolina Panthers. Them same damn Panthers. Did I say it? And it was funny. My brother sits there. I don't know if you know this. Jermaine works for for the city of Charlotte, and during the daytime he works with this new civilian crash investigators. So they go around and they do all the reports and stuff when people get in accidents and stuff, and they work with the police. So on game days though, or concerts and things like that, he's downtown at the stadium helping them with traffic control. He's got his truck out there and he's directing traffic. So he's texting me, and I didn't even see it because I'm watching the game at the wine bar. And he texts me, he says, well, looks like it's going to be just like last week. And then I guess after the game, and he texted me again, he was like, oh, I was wrong. Because y'all said, oh, no, they ain't winning. Jermaine said, oh, they're going 0-3. They ain't winning another game.
I agreed. I said they was going to lose out. And I sat there in front of that TV. And matter of fact, I also told you that my Steelers were going to get boat raced.
You sure did. So, you just knew that Jared Goff was going to eat that ass alive.
Yes.
And I would agree with you. I said the same thing. I said, there ain't no way that Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs ain't going to just sit there and pipe the hell out of them.
So I thought my Sunday was going to be awful. And boy, did I get treated to a good Sunday.
Boy, you had a hell of a Sunday.
God almighty.
Hey, it didn't rain. It was 60 degrees. The Steelers doing their thing. The Panthers doing their thing. The cow bitches were eliminated on their day off. God dang.
I felt like Ice Cube, man. Yesterday was a good day.
Jermaine. Here goes Jermaine. Hold on, Robbie. This is Jermaine. Everybody defense. This is the Panthers. They fold like fresh laundry. They do. But this is why I said last week that the issue with the Panthers is, and with a lot of teams, not just the Panthers. The Panthers, number one, they have an identity issue. We still don't know who the hell they are, because they will beat the Rams, they'll beat the Cowboys, and they'll lose to the Saints twice.
They are as bipolar as any team I've ever seen.
I mean, you see this, and what that means though is you can't necessarily take what happened the week before and prognosticate that that's going to flow into the next week. Like, by this time, a team has an established identity, and if they continue with that identity, looking at who they're playing, you can kind of game it out and go, okay, that identity is not going to help them against this team. And you're able to make those logical decisions. You can't take what happened against the Saints and then say, okay, well, damn, if they're playing like that, the Bucs gonna just drag them out. They can't even go 1-2, and then it's gonna be 0-3 because we see what Seattle is doing and everything else. How did they stand a chance against the Hawks? I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna beat the Hawks.
Stop it. I can't. I hope you're right, but I can't.
I'm gonna tell you why. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Smith and Jigma has been up and down. If they put JC on him and force Sam Darnold to have to find a different receiver, he might start seeing ghosts. And that opportunistic defense, you put Mike Jackson out there, you put some of them other guys out there, Sam Darnold is going to be good for 2 interceptions next week. And he's going to be in Carolina feeling the pressure of coming back to the team that got rid of his ass, wanting to perform. The Seahawks probably wanting to win this game for him too, to validate him being where he is now. It's a lot of pressure. Plus, if you remember, Sam Darnold through the first 15 games with Minnesota looked good too. And the last 2 games fell apart. Like you got his ass from Timu. Sure did. He fell apart. It's going to be an away game. They do not have the 12th man on their side coming all the way from the left coast to the right coast. Something happens to a team when they make that kind of a journey anyway. Throws your body off. You're playing at 1 o'clock. Your body says it's 10 o'clock. A whole lot of things are going to go into this. They may have to get here a couple of days early so they can get their bodies used to it, I would imagine. But then they have to get on their routines and stuff like that. Carolina has been really, really good at home this year. Home has actually been home field advantage. They've won a lot of games at home. If they establish the run, they're going to do well. I'm gonna tell you another thing, and Rand, and then I'll let you get in. And this is the thing about Bryce Young that we kept saying we want to see some consistency. If you guys remember, one of the knocks I had on Bryce Young was, and even my wife, we were talking about it yesterday, and I said, how many times do you remember me saying, why does he just stand back there like a damn pinata waiting for a defensive end or safety coming up to blitz, hitting him like a pinata because he won't climb the pocket. He won't use his legs and run. I agree, Robbie. He said, "Where the black unis?"
Man, them things
sure.
are sweet. Them
Watch
things
them.
are sweet.
Absolutely.
Black helmets. Oh my God, them things are sweet.
I love that. I love that. But if you see the last couple of games where Bryce Young has had success, he's climbed the pocket. He hasn't just stood back there. And one of that touchdown pass that he threw into the end, right into the end zone, what did he do? He used his legs to escape the pass rush, was able to get loose and be able to do that. Bought the guy some time.
Oh, absolutely.
When you're a short quarterback and your line of sight is instantly obstructed because you are 4'7", the only thing that you can do is roll out and throw on the run or step into the pocket and then make a decision. When you climb that pocket, Rand, a lot of times, if you notice lately, he's been more decisive, either getting the ball out of his hand or seeing 6, 7, 8 yards of green open grass in front of him. Why is there green open grass? Because when they sit there and they run a blitz, if they overplay the blitz, now they're behind you and not in front of you. The only thing that you have to remember, though, Bryce, is when you take off, hug the damn ball.
He's gotten a lot better with that.
Try to come from behind you and peanut punch it out of you.
He's gotten a whole lot better with that too, and that's just what I'm picking up on as far as what I started off our conversation about Bryce with, is just the fact that I've called him a bust. I'm well aware of that. I'm still standing on that for right now. However, I am going to say this about Bryce Young, that maybe it's not time to just give up on him so quickly. If you go back and you look at it, he's taking steps, minor steps, but they're steps. He gets a little better, a little better, a little better each year. Is he better this time right now than he was last year? Yes, I would say so. We have a lot of evidence out there that sometimes these quarterbacks just don't jump into the league and start performing like our Drake Mays. You have the other side of that, like the Mac Jones of the world, the Daniel Jones of the world, the quarterbacks that are taking years and years and years. Sam Darnold himself. They don't mature and start to be good NFL quarterbacks for maybe 7 years. It might take them that long to get it, and you just might have to be patient that long to stick around and see the fruits of that. So I'm starting to lean on the side of don't just get rid of Bryce, like I was saying a few weeks ago. Maybe the 5-year, picking up that 5th year option was the best thing. and maybe giving him a contract of some sort, not something that's going to break the bank, but something that's going to keep him in Carolina for a few more years just to see what this guy has. I'm kind of intrigued by him. He's making plays. He's getting out on the edge. He's drawing defenders in when he's blitzed, and he's able to pass it, underneath them and find open receivers like the play that you just indicated. If that was Andy Dalton, that's a sack all day long. That's a sack
all day.
all day. But Bryce Young, he made that play happen. I'm talking about the play where the touchdown pass where he went up 20-17 or whatnot.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Bryce is still a little inaccurate, but hell, it's a year 3 for him. So let's see if his accuracy could get a little bit better. The deep balls are looking pretty daggone good. The stuff he throws to Tet, the stuff that he throws to Coker, looking daggone good.
Yeah.
So maybe getting Exel up out of there, out of the starting unit, and getting another high draft pick at wide receiver is what the Panthers really need to take off for next year. Next year is all of a sudden interesting, very interesting. And I'm kind of wanting to see it with Bryce as the starter. I'm sounding crazy saying that, being that a few weeks ago, I didn't want to see him here next year. I did not. I was thinking about, who are we going to draft to compete with him? Who out there as a free agent can we bring in and do trade-wise to send Bryce up out of here? Now I kind of want to see him stick around a little bit because I'm a little bit more patient looking at the Daniel Jones and the Mac Jones and, like I said, the Sam Darnolds. Maybe he has something. Let's find out.
Well, I agree with you on all of that, but I got a couple of insights on the why I think he's taking longer. But first, I wanted to point out too is the other thing that really hurts the Panthers when they lose. A lot of times, they shoot themselves in the foot. And what do you mean by that, Brian? Well, when they lost to the New Orleans Saints, they really put themselves in a position to lose because of penalties. In the loss to the Saints, they had 11 accepted penalties for 103 yards.
Coaching.
In the game against Tampa, they had 5 for 30. That's huge. Overcoming penalties, pre-snap penalties, going from 1st and 10 to 1st and 20 because of a hold. Inopportune times. They even called one yesterday that should not have been a penalty. It was a leverage call. It was sort of a leverage call, I believe, on a field goal or punt. But he really got squeezed between 2 defenders. It wasn't the traditional, they're going to try to kick a field goal, and he tries to push his hand on the back of a player. His hand hit the back of the player, but he got trapped between the 2. And I honestly believe he touched him because he was trying to keep his balance more so than he was trying to push up. It was a terrible call.
Yeah.
By the letter of the law, yes, he did put his hand on the guy's back, and it could look like he's pushing him down, and that's a safety issue. I totally get that, but you got to be able to use your common sense.
Exactly.
That is not what he was doing in that play. The other thing, so penalties, definitely. I have seen enough of Bryce to say, hey, do you bring him back for a team-friendly contract, or do you even say, hey, looks good, we don't have to extend them next year. He could play into that, but we go ahead and pick up the 5th-year option. You can go ahead and pick up the 5th year, and then into year 4, halfway through year 4, or at the end of year 4, go ahead and offer an extension if you continue to see the same progression. Rand, one of the things that I noticed, though, is somebody was telling me a couple of weeks ago that they felt like Bryce Young should be good because he was so good at Alabama. And this is the one thing that I have to remind people. When Bryce Young was at Alabama, everybody around him was the best of the best.
Yep, we already had that conversation.
Alabama is a school that literally can tell people, hey, you look really, really good, but I got 5 guys already in that position. You might as well go ahead and apply somewhere else. We good in that position. They can turn away players. because everybody is so good. When you get to the NFL, it ain't like that. You don't. Everybody at every position in the NFL on your team is not a blue chip. They may be decent, but they may not be the blue chip players in every single position. And from a depth standpoint, the second guy, the third guy, the guys that go through the rotation, there may be some drop off between them and the starter. When you're at Alabama, a lot of times there ain't that much of a drop off.
There's no such thing as an Alabama in the NFL level. There's just not.
Exactly. So if he's used to being around that, and now he has to play around talent where there may be some weaknesses on different parts and things like that, he's got to figure that out. You know, when you come from a team like South Dakota State, where, hey, you ain't got that kind of thing. So you done learn early on that you got to be able to get the ball out of your hands. You got to be mobile. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to make the most out of what you have available. To me, it kind of gets you more prepared to learn how to play when you don't have the best of the best at every position. When you're at Alabama, it kind of lulls you into thinking, I'm sure that everybody that was out there on his line, his skilled players, got drafted in the first 3 rounds of the damn draft with him.
Oh, you better believe they did.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what you lose. You lose all of that. How accurate do you have to be when you got those dogs going up and getting those balls? How, you know, when you got an offensive line like that can make holes for you to run, as well as your running backs and stuff like that. That, to me, has a big thing on some of these high draft picks. Same thing that slowed Caleb Williams down, aside from coaching. Things, CJ Stroud came out, but then he had a little bit of a lapse, and now it seems like he's kind of figuring it back out again too. I think those things play into that a lot too. I am willing to see a little bit more Bryce. I think, though, if they go into the playoffs, it is going to compromise draft position just because of their success. I still think that they do need to part ways with Andy Dalton. And they need to find a capable veteran, whether it is a Mac Jones, whether it's somebody like that is going to be looking for an opportunity to come in and back up. Now, you say Phillip Rivers or nothing.
No,
but be able to come in and back him up. Could it be Daniel Jones? Are they going to go with Anthony Richardson next year? Could it be Daniel Jones? I don't know. It could be somebody that come in and at least be a capable starter, because I've said this for the last 6 seasons. Regardless who your starting quarterback is, to me, one of the most important positions is who's your number 2 quarterback. Because how many quarterbacks make it all 17 games?
Well, on top of that, competition is going to make you better.
That
right?
too.
So, yes, Bryce, we're going to give you the starting job. You are the starting quarterback as of next year. However, we're going to bring in a little bit of competition just to bump you up a little bit, make you uncomfortable. Because when you're uncomfortable, you perform a little better. So if that was me, that would be my plan for the Carolina Panthers next year all day long. Wouldn't necessarily draft a quarterback, but I would definitely get a good backup veteran that could come in here. Look at what my guy in Arizona is doing right now. He's played Crop Top out of a job. Yeah, he really has.
To the point where Crop Top most likely will not be back there anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get some of the same competition here for Bryce. It's only going to make him better, man.
Absolutely. Jermaine says, I'm going to hold off on the Bryce Young debate until next season. The league exposes people after film study, and I'm not sure how much progress he'll make in comparison to how the league defends him next year. He's still a small quarterback, and history isn't on his side.
True.
It isn't. That's why, Jermaine, to me, it's going to be a lot of coaching. They have to maximize his abilities and take away what his weaknesses are to teams. Mobile quarterbacks, and now Kyler Murray. Perfect example of a quarterback that is small, but Kyler Murray was in the same thing that I was thinking about with Bryce Young. Can he get the ball down the field? He actually shows he has a decent arm, but when your line of sight is obstructed, the thing that made Kyler Murray so dangerous was people could not just assume that if we put a 4-man rush on him, that they're going to be able to get home, because he ain't going to be back there. He's going to be out in field running and gaining yards and first downs with his legs. Now we're
Mhm.
starting to see Bryce Young do that. I remember before, and I think it was the end of last season, reporters said to Bryce Young, "Why don't you run?" And his comment was, "They don't pay me to run."
Yeah.
I remember when he said that dumb shit, and I was like, "No, you need to run."
We pay you to
Sometimes
get
I
yards.
said, "Now you'll run for your life, but you won't run for a first down."
Come on.
What?
Come on.
So when they chasing your ass, not only will you run for your life and then cough up the ball and fumble it, but you won't run when running is a good option. Oh, come on, man, come on, stop it, church. I ain't passing around no collection plate. I'm just but I'm still preaching. The other thing I'll say, Rand, too, that pissed me off in the Tampa game. I and this is gonna sound controversial too, but I'm almost done with Evero. And the reason is that Evero gives way too much
Cushion.
respect to the damn receivers.
Yeah.
He did it. He did it in the Saints game with Pele and Olave. I'm Pele, not Pele. Vele and Olave, and that's how Olave started coming to life in the second half of that damn game.
Yeah.
He did the same damn thing in this game. He get Abuka. You couldn't find him in the first half. It was Godwin and Evans. But then
Yeah.
they started backing up. I mean, they were getting 8, 9, 10 yards before anybody could even touch them.
Yeah. They
And
play
if
this
they lose the game, it's going to be because of that.
Yeah, the Evero philosophy is to keep everything in front of you.
Right.
I guess he doesn't trust who he has out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, that needs to change based on who we're playing.
Right.
Maybe you do keep a Mike Evans in front of you all game long, but you don't have to
Mhm.
do the same thing with the Saints. Be
Right.
aggressive. You got two of the best corners, two of the better corners. Wouldn't you agree? Jackson and Horn are two of the
Mhm.
better corners in the NFL.
Hands down.
Let them man up, man. See what you got out there.
Yeah.
If they start getting roasted, then yeah.
Show them that you need. Show them. They need to show you they need help. And then you can
Exactly.
always disguise a lot of that stuff, dropping people back in coverage, running a two-man high safety, whatever you need to do, wherever it looks like Baker's going to try to go, especially with Mike Evans. You know that he's going to try to throw Mike a lot in 50-50 balls because Mike is a former basketball player and he'll go up like as a jump ball and get those 50-50 balls. He is good for that. I get that. But sitting there knowing that all they need to do is get a field goal and being off of them 10, 12 yards is insane, especially when they have 3 timeouts. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly that, man. It's
Come
also
on, man.
It's also position of the field and time management. You got to put those things into perspective as well.
Man.
You just can't stay the same soft vanilla defense for the entire game. You got to change it up and give them different looks. That's why when they did blitz Baker, they were getting home because it was the last thing that Baker was expecting.
They got in his face so fast he couldn't even sit there and step up into the pocket because they would collapse the pocket. And that was really good. So the interior was doing well. He didn't even have he did break loose on a running play when they whiffed, but it was because of the blitz whiffed. And it's the same thing that I said about Bryce. If they overplayed the blitz, there's nobody there on the second level. So when you see all that green grass, Baker broke out for like a 30-something yard run because of that, because they came around for the blitz. It was a good blitz. But when they whiffed him, he got free. And once he got free, he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen in a year ago when that would happen to Bryce, he would still just try to keep looking. Bro, if your receivers are covered, go. Because everybody got their backs to you. Go. By the time they turn around and realize that you done left home, you done got the first down, bro. And it's like either he's figured that out, Rand, or now they're letting him play. And I don't know which one it is.
It's the figured out part. I think he's finally got the clock in his head adjusted from college to the NFL game. And it took a long time to do that because I remember he would sit there and hold the ball forever, thinking he was back behind that Alabama offensive line. Robbie, you stop it. don't you dare disrespect the legend. But back behind that offensive line in Alabama, but he don't have that same offensive line. This is the NFL.
Exactly.
So I think he's finally getting his clock adjusted to the NFL game, and it's starting to show because he's starting to make plays. The fumbles are going down. He's not getting caught off guard with his pants down as often as he once was. So, yeah.
And I think he's actually worked out a chemistry with Tet where he knows how Tet likes it. I'll tell you about Tet too, and I'll move off the Panthers. I love the way he catches that ball, man. He catches with his hands.
Ted is
Every time
nice.
he got some sure hands. When he put them hands out there like that, he ain't having to sit there and hug it and bring it in and stuff like
man.
that. He catches.
He's smooth, and
that's a receiver catch right there. That's oh my God. It is
the
a
thing
thing
about
of
him.
that ball.
The thing about him that's exciting is I want to see now. I don't know what they're going to do with XL. He's just not doing it. But if you have Coker out there who is starting to be a weapon in his own, Tet on the other side, and if you draft somebody and you bring back Horn, now you're starting to cook, man. So
yes.
I want to see what's going to happen next year with this wide receiver room.
XL, he 2 plays back to back where he catches the ball, but he's out of bounds because he can't get his feet in because he's running the route and not realizing the distance between where he is and the out of bounds. Then the next play, he does redeem himself and he catches the ball and then runs out of bounds, gets the first down and things like that. But he has too many drops and just ill-timed plays where you're like, what are you doing out there? Yeah. So he'll give you flashes of going, man, that dude is a raw talent. But then when he does certain things, you go, I don't know if it's going to ever click for him. But no, you're right. Coker is definitely worth his weight in salt. I mean, he is definitely a good 2 for Tet right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then if you can get some of your tight ends like Sanders and Trimble to be out there, and what's my other man? I forgot the other tight end. But they actually do pretty good too. Pass blocking and then getting out and finding little seams to be able to give Bryce little dump offs and stuff like that. Keep the chains moving. Stop shooting yourself in the foot with ill-time penalties and things like that. Where, if you don't get it on first and second down when you're running the ball, now you're putting it all on Bryce to have to get all those yards back on third down. Makes it harder because now the defense try to sit there and lock your receivers down.
Yep. And, you were on this thing about penalties and the inconsistency, that heads back to coaching. Let's give Canales another year. This will be his 3rd year next year, I believe. It's the most stability we've had in quite some time at the head coach and quarterback position congruently, because that has been a position, 2 positions that have been in flux over the years for a long time. So let's bring them back, see what they got, keep that continuity going, add some more weapons to it, and let Canales get in there, do his thing. If you do remember, Ron Rivera did not get off to a great start as a head coach either. It took him a lot of years to work out those kinks, but once he worked out those kinks, the birth of Riverboat Ron brought this team all the way to the daggone Super Bowl. So let's give Canales a break too.
Agreed. And you know what? I'm gonna say this too. The one thing that I really want them to do too, a couple of things in this draft, is more depth on the offensive line. I think if they can get that line just a little bit better, not like how Philly had it last year, but close to that, you got 2 backs right there that are capable of, if they could open up that hole on that line, is get to the second level and make somebody miss. This could be one of the better running teams in the league.
Yeah, you're only a dominant center away, right? I mean, you got Robert Hunt, which is a dominant guard. You got Lewis, which is a dominant guard on the other side. You got Moton, who's one of the best right tackles in the entire league. And then on the left side, you got, my man who's a little up and down, but for the most part, he's good. But if you put an anchor right there in the center of all that, now you talking, especially if you bring back 2 running backs.
You find your Jason Kelsey.
Oh my God, man.
You find him and Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard could be one of the first 1,000-yard backs.
Yeah. And you have
And it would
solidified
take so much pressure off of Bryce, and it would make
exactly.
it hard for teams to sit there and try to double team your receivers because then they have to respect the run. It opens up play action when you're running the ball that effectively, and they can't sit there and just try to take one thing away because if he plays under center a lot and he's doing a lot of play action, they don't know what the hell to play.
Drop that anchor
Like
right in the middle and
Brees
see
said,
what
defense.
happens. I'm telling you.
Jermaine says, I hope Young continues to improve, becomes the franchise QB the city needs. He's a good guy, and I love a good comeback story.
Absolutely agree with you, JP.
Yep, absolutely.
I'll be the first one to apologize.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? Me too. I never take any pride of saying that my hometown quarterback is a bust. Not at all. But you gotta call it like you see it.
Exactly. You got to call it like you see it.
Whether it's my team or somebody else's team, I gotta call it like I see it. And it wasn't seeing a whole lot, so we will see how it goes. But Rand, they're definitely in control of their own destiny. 2 more games left. They do get to see the Bucks again, but it will be in Tampa Bay. But they do get 1 more home game of the season. So Jermaine, I guess you'll be directing traffic 1 more home game. Hopefully, you are my lucky charm because I think they've only lost 1 or 2 games since you've been doing that at home. So, gonna need you out there. Do whatever ritual you do.
The city is going to be on fire this weekend.
If they get a home playoff game and get to the playoffs, and all it would take is it's a big if they beat Seattle and Tampa loses to Miami. Remember, Minton Moorhead, come see me. He's right across the street from the doghouse. That is exactly right. He's right where they built that new apartment building, the Bond, right there at the corner. But if they do that, then the last game won't matter.
Yeah, and you know what? The playoffs needs to happen for not only the city, it needs to happen for Canales and Bryce because I don't care if they get in there and get, just slammed. Playoff experience is playoff experience. And whether they have a good experience or a bad experience, taking that playoff experience and rolling that over into the next year is something that's badly needed for the development of both of those guys. So I hope it happens. I really do.
You know who else it would be good for too? Dave Tepper. I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dave, when you let football people make the football decisions, you see what happens.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about going down Moorhead and people putting signs out in front of their businesses.
In front of the restaurants.
Stay away from Moorhead McDowell, damn it. That's what happens to you, Dave. So anyway, we're looking forward to that. We got, like I said, we got 1 more game tonight, Rand. We got the 49ers at the Colts. How do you see that one playing out?
So we talked about this a little bit last week when I was saying that Phillip Rivers kind of came in, shocked the world with whoever he beat. I don't even remember who he beat anymore. But that particular team did not have any time to prepare, didn't have any game film on a quarterback that hadn't been in the league for 5 years. The 49ers, on the other hand, they've had a whole week and an extra day to prepare for Phillip Rivers. I think it's going to be ugly tonight. 49ers all day long. Rivers might retire again after this one.
Oh my God. Man, I was trying to look up who the hell it was. It was the no, it wasn't the Seahawks. They lost to the Seahawks 18-16. I don't think they did win that game.
Well, they didn't win. Okay, so he hasn't won a game then. Okay.
Yeah, it was 16-18.
Yeah, it was a touchdown. Yeah.
So you going
I think I mistakenly said he won for the first time in 5 years. I should have said he threw a touchdown for the first time in 5 years.
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a pretty nice one too. But yeah, so they're in Indy. Rivers is starting the game. Should be starting right now, actually. I'm definitely going 49ers in this game. Jonathan, if they go as Jonathan Taylor goes as far as Indianapolis, and if San Francisco is going to be any good at stopping the run, um, it's going to be hard for me to believe that the weapons that you got, Pearsall, you got Kittle, you got McCaffrey, you got all those guys out there doing their thing. Brock Purdy is just going to pick them apart, especially if they give him time. So I definitely see that. Rand, the other thing that I like about this time of the year too is that now we get Saturday games.
Yeah.
This is going to be really good. Oh, Jermaine says Rivers looked uncomfortable in the pocket to me. Honestly, he looked scared. Well, he probably ain't know what that first hit was going to feel like. I'm going to get old man a break on that one, though, Jay.
You could tell the speed of the game was bothering him, too. And you're going to see some more of that tonight.
Well, we got some Christmas Day games, too. Matter of fact, we got 3 of them on Christmas. We got the Cowboys at the Commanders. The Commanders just looked like a total mess. And then now Marcus Mariota got hurt, and then they had to bring in their third quarterback, Josh Johnson, to finish the game. You look, the Cowboys should definitely win this game because the Commanders are just not who they were last year, and they should just win because of that. I don't see the Cowboys losing this game. Dak is also fighting for leading the league in passing. He's 4 yards behind Matthew Stafford right now.
Cow bitches could have all of that. They're not going to make the playoffs. I'm satisfied.
Yeah, let them have it. You know, ain't no more victories. You got the Lions at the Vikings. The Lions really need this one. The Vikings have been up and down. JJ McCarthy has his good times, has his crazy times. I'm looking for some kneecaps to start getting crushed again. So I'm looking for the Lions to win that Christmas game. That's going to be the 4:30 game.
Got the same.
Robbie. They going to Cancun. Who, the Cow bitches? They might as well.
Might as well.
Now, if they go to the Philippines, it'll be more interesting because people probably still have Cowboys 2000 Cowboys
t-shirts.
T-shirts that said they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you go over there and sign some autographs.
Because they might not know. You sign this. And they're like, okay. Why's Des Bryant on this shirt? Oh God. I'm here all night, y'all. You got the Broncos at the Chiefs. That's your late night Christmas Day game. Rand, there's no way in the world that the Broncos lose this game to the Chiefs after the Chiefs just sat there and laid an utterly crazy egg to the Titans. I'm definitely going with the Broncos in that one.
Yeah, the Chiefs have gone to Cancun too. They didn't call it off.
Yeah. Oh, they should already be there. Hell, they ought to have their replacement players play that game. The Texans play the Chargers on Saturday. It's going to be in LA. Man, I think that the Chargers have been resurgent. Justin Herbert is starting to look good at the wrong time that the Texans are still fighting. And that defense of the Texans, to me, makes me believe that the Texans going to go in there and take this one.
Yeah, I think the same.
You've got the Ravens at the Packers. Even before Lamar got injured, it's in Green Bay. It's at Lambeau. I was going Pack all the way. Still going Pack all the way.
Right there with you. And I'll be right there celebrating.
You know, the Bucks are playing the Dolphins. Maybe it's me just wish casting, but I'm hoping that the Dolphins pull that out. Quinn Ewers actually had a pretty good passing game yesterday. I don't know how that translates, and that he'll have even another week to prepare for the Bucks. If depending on what Devon Achane can do, Jalen Waddle can do, getting some of those guys loose and everything else, maybe they have a chance. I don't know. The Dolphins are an up and down team. I'm still thinking Mike McDaniel is out. I don't know, him making a change for Tua right now. Jermaine, stupid. The Philippines and the phrase, what about them boys, somehow makes sense.
Yeah. Cowboys could go over there and be stars, superstars.
Oh yeah, they don't know no better.
No.
I kind of feel like the Bucks should win that game, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost.
And I'm right there with you with that one. The Bucks had better not sleep on that game. They better not sleep.
Because if they are looking ahead to the Carolina game and they forget that the Dolphins are there.
They
The
can
Dolphins are one of
absolutely,
those teams that can do some stuff to you.
they can
That
absolutely
defense
be
is
caught.
not terrible. It's just that their offense keeps them on the field too damn long.
Yep. And if you look at the Bucks over the last 5 weeks, what the hell have they done anyway?
Exactly. You've got the Patriots at the Jets. The Patriots still have something to play for. The Jets don't. They're AFC East rivals. But I don't think the Jets have enough for the Patriots. Even with Travion Henderson going down, Ramondre Stevenson still looks good. Hunter Henry has had a resurgence. Him and Drake May seem to be on the same page. Then you sprinkle in some Stephon Diggs, and he's got a hell of a team and a pretty decent defense as well.
Drake May is all that and then some. It's the Patriots all day long with that game.
His processing ability, Rand, is just amazing. The way that the game has slowed down for him already so fast.
I saw it at Carolina, man.
He goes through all of his reads, and he just knows where he needs to go with that ball. Not indecisive at all.
Nope. Uses his legs, whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm. Your Steelers 1 o'clock game on Sunday against the Doo-Doos. This should be an easy game to call. But I will tell you, the Browns gave Buffalo all they could get. They made Buffalo very uncomfortable yesterday. Mr. Sanders is really doing his thing. Yes, he had 2 picks yesterday that I can recall. But he was still keeping them in that game until the bitter end. So even though I feel like the Steelers should win that game, and they should, would I be surprised if the Browns beat them? No, because he did it in the snow last year.
Yeah, exactly. Don't remind me of that bullshit, by the way.
I'm sorry. I just called it like I said.
Boy, you talk about pissed off. Woo! But anyway.
And it's in Cleveland, too. So
exactly. It's at Cleveland. And if you just caught the news, DK Metcalf is suspended for the final 2 games of the NFL season.
Oh, they took both of them from him?
Both of them are gone from him. So we will not have his services for the rest of the year. We have to win this game. We got to win this game.
You got to run the ball because MVS cannot be your number 1.
Exactly. We got to win this game, man.
I see a lot of plays to Fryer move.
Robbie, shut your mouth. I told you, don't remind me.
And when that Jameis too?
Jameis, yes. Okay, just move on to the next game. Y'all pissing me off.
Sorry. I don't know how I just remember that game so vividly.
I can't forget it. I wouldn't have been mad as hell, yo.
You got the Jaguars playing the Colts. Man, this is going to be a crazy game because the Jags are looking really good. I think, and they're going to Indianapolis. And it would be crazy if Indianapolis loses to San Francisco and then turn right back around and face the Jags. If they go 0-2, then their season is over. And honestly, I think that's what's going to happen. I think Jags going to get them.
Robbie, I'm going to block you.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Yes, I got the Jags winning that one, Rand.
Same.
Saints play the Titans. I think the Saints going to do what the Kansas City Chiefs couldn't do and just go ahead and put the Titans out of their misery.
I agree with you on that one, too.
Seahawks and Panthers. Of course, I've already made my announcement that the Panthers are going to beat out the Seahawks. I think it's going to be a 3-point or less game, though. It's going to be a close game.
You know what? I can't argue with you because I said the Bucks was going to blow the Panthers out. Didn't happen. You definitely called that one. You're for some reason calling Seattle, so I can't argue with you, brother.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna hop on.
Sam Darnold got to prove to me he can be that quarterback all 17 games. Like I said, he broke down the last 2 last year, and it's a home game against Carolina, his former team. They say all the right things during the press conferences. It's just another game, all those kind of things. It is not just another game. You see how Baker already removed. Baker left us. Baker went here. Baker went there. Then he lands in Tampa, and he still has a chip on his shoulder. He's sitting there falsely accusing Steve Wilkes up and down with the Jets, which he ain't there anymore. They let Steve Wilkes go. Talking about he's the one that cut me off the team. Knowing damn well Steve Wilkes didn't have nothing to do with that. But he tries to play with that chip on his shoulder. and you could still see him yesterday, still trying to, bro, move on. We
Man,
have.
that's why it was so sweet to end that game with an interception like that. I loved it. Loved it.
Mm, yeah, it was interesting to see after he threw the pick, Bobby Brown come over there and kind of put his arm around him and say, "It's okay, bro."
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, so it was crazy. Upset of the day: Tennessee over New Orleans. Oh, Jesus Christ! You
Okay.
know, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised because Cam Ward is starting to look better. The other players on the team are starting to respond more around Cam Ward. So, they're using these games more as, getting ready for next year and stuff like that. And I applaud them for that. They could have easily just sat there and laid down, oh, they're the Chiefs. We should lose this game. Don't nobody expect us to win. But again, not winning when people don't expect you to win and there's nothing on the line is different than when you're in the hunt. And that was my criticism of Bryce Young with the Panthers. I want to see what you do when there's something to be played for. And he's
Exactly.
doing
So
that.
yeah, Robbie, come back on the show next Monday. See what you got to say about that one. We'll give you props. You're right.
You got the Cardinals at the Bengals. Man, Burrow been looking good. It's just that their defense just lets them down so much. But I still got to believe this is Arizona going into Cincy. They're in Cincy. It could be a snowy game. And I got to believe between Chase Brown, Higgins, and Jamar Chase, that Burrow is going to have a field day with them.
I think so too. No pass rush equals a lot of negative consequences for Arizona.
Yeah. You got the Giants at Las Vegas playing the Raiders. It's a 4:05 game on Sunday. Man, Giants looked like crap yesterday. Jackson Dart just did not have it in him. They weren't letting him throw, and then when he was throwing, it was horrendous. I don't know what happened to Jackson Dart all of a sudden.
Still trying to work his way back from those injuries, one of them being a concussion. So yeah. This game is going to be, I believe, between the two worst teams in the league, if I got it right. So some draft implications on that one.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you don't know if you're going to get good Geno or bad Geno. When you get a good Geno, Brock Bowers is a beneficiary of that. When you get a good Geno, Ashton Genty, thank you on my fantasy team, is a beneficiary of that. They go as Geno goes, for the most part. Then you're going to have to really see at the end of the year what's Max Crosby's future going to be. Will the Cowboys try to go after him? Will the Cowboys try to go after Trey Hendrickson? Those are going to be some guys out there that are on losing teams that may want to move on to what they would consider more of a contender. You'll get interception Geno. Well, you probably will. He's up and down, but will you get the interception Geno that still throws for 250 yards, or will you get the 2 interception Geno that barely scrapes 140 yards passing? That's the Geno that you have to deal with. You got the Bears at the Niners. This is going to be a crazy ass game. It is your Sunday night game, Rand. Bears at Niners. Whole lot on the line as the Bears are currently the number 2 seed. The 49ers are trying to fight Seattle as well for the number 1 seed. I mean, not the number. They'd have to win a division, so they won't be the number 1. But they're fighting for the division crown. If they win tonight and go on now to have to face the Bears at home at Levi Stadium, that game is going to be huge.
Bananas. The NFL schedule makers,
the schedule guys got it right. Woo!
I'm telling you.
They got it right.
Yeah.
And then I'm saving my last one, but the Monday night football game is going to be the Rams at the Falcons. The Rams again have a lot more to lose. Falcons look to play spoiler. I just don't see that fast defense of the Rams really making Kirk Cousins comfortable enough for him and Kyle Pitts to have what they were having. I do worry about Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson, though, on the ground doing some stuff. But the problem with the Rams is the Rams like to put a lot of points up fast. And if they get a lead on you, the Falcons are not a team that's going to be able to play from behind.
I see none of them locking up with Puka. So
and then that's just a whole nother fool on his own. the catches and the physicality of this dude is just unmatched.
Right.
And Stafford again, just doing his thing. Currently leading the league in passing, even if it's only by 4 yards over Dak right now. But going against the Falcons, he could definitely get a cushion on that.
You got that right.
Finally, the last game that I held back for because I'm torn. I have no idea. 4:00 Sunday, Eagles, Bills, Orchard Park, Buffalo. What's going to happen with that one?
I'm going to say Buffalo just simply because they need it
more than the Eagles do.
A little more.
Well, they need it more because the Eagles already wrapped up the division.
Right.
They're already locked in at number. Well, I ain't gonna say locked in, but they're at number 4. The only thing they could do is move up a little bit.
Yeah,
they can't. They're not gonna move down from 4. Winning the division. Eagles.
You got the Eagles still.
Eagles.
About time you have faith in your boys.
Robbie says the Bills. I feel you. Now, would I be surprised if either one won or either one lost? No, absolutely not. I've just seen the Bills. The problem with the Bills is the Bills keep putting themselves in deficits and having to find ways to rally back. Eventually, that's going to catch up with you.
Yeah.
Eventually. If they can't stop Saquon, it's going to be hard. If they can stop his running. But the problem is with the Bills, though, on the other side of it, can the Eagles stop James Cook's crazy ass?
Right.
James Cook can have 125 yards in the first half by himself.
Nobody has been able to do that one.
So I understand why he held out at the beginning of the season. Now I'm like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. He's worth every dollar you paying him. But yeah, that's what we got going on the plate, y'all. I'm sorry, programming note. I will not be available next Monday. Promise.
Oh, okay. So
I'm going to be in New York City. Or actually, I'm going tomorrow night, overnight. So I'll be there by Christmas Eve, somewhere in Yonkers or something. But we'll be actually coming back. We'll be on the road coming back down. So I don't think I'll be able to pull over and do the show.
Who are you staying with? Let me come crash with you.
Hey, come on up. Come on up. We at the courtyard this time, but come on up.
Okay.
We're going to try to get it in and do our annual trek to New York for Christmas and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully no snow and all those things. And we'll see some folks and do a little holiday shopping, go see the tree and go down 34th and all that, and Times Square and all that good stuff. So it'll be a time, hopefully. But we'll have a whole lot to wrap up the week after that for sure, because we'll be talking about, the end of the season and all that stuff, going into the playoffs. Hopefully by then I'll be able to let y'all know about Carolina not only beating Seattle, but really giving it to Tampa at Tampa.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
The march to 10 wins begins.
Get Baker's ass up out of here.
For no other reason but that. And to watch another Todd Bowles profanity-laced press conference. Priceless. Anyway, y'all be safe out there. Enjoy yourselves. Happy holidays to you. Man, we really appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Just a point of personal privilege, thoughts and prayers go out to the Greg Biffle family. If you're down in Carolina and you know any little bit about NASCAR, Greg Biffle and his family were on a plane landing in Statesville, where a lot of the NASCAR folks fly out of at that airport up there, and they crashed and everybody's gone. So
terrible crash.
Thoughts and prayers out to that whole community there. That's just unbelievable. So with that said, though, y'all, happy betting, but make sure that you bet with your brain and not with your heart, which is why I'm not betting on the Eagles. Because I can't be unbiased on that when I'm betting. I'm thinking Saquon's going to get 500 yards, and that's just not possible. So I'm not putting any money on that. Anyway, y'all enjoy. We will see y'all again the next time. Y'all take it easy. We'll see you. Thanks.